Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear brothers and sisters. In today's video, I'll be talking about the surprising halal foods and practices in Islam. Halal permissible in Islam often extends far beyond just no pork and no alcohol. The Islamic legal framework relies on a principle called istishab, which essentially means everything is permissible unless explicitly proven forbidden. Here are 10 things that are halal in Islam, which often surprise people, either due to cultural misconceptions or unique legal exceptions. Number 1, locusts, even if found dead. While Islam generally forbids eating animals that have died of natural causes, like carrion, there are two specific exceptions mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which is fish and locusts. So here's the surprise. You can eat locusts even if you find them dead. They do not require ritual slaughter, zabiha. So what's the context of this? They are considered pure and were eaten by the companions of the Prophet during military expeditions. Number 2, wine vinegar. It sounds contradictory, but vinegar made from wine is widely considered halal. So here's the surprise. If wine turns into a vinegar naturally or through a deliberate manufacturing process, according to many scholars, it becomes pure. The reason? This is due to a chemical transformation called istihala. The intoxicating agent, alcohol, has completely changed into a new substance, acetic acid, removing the prohibition. Number 3, the spiny-tailed lizard, dhub. The dhub, a large lizard found in the desert, is halal to eat. Here's the surprise. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was famously served this lizard. He personally refused to eat it because he found it unappealing, but when asked if it was haram, forbidden, he explicitly said no and allowed his companions to eat at its own table. Here's a note. This applies specifically to the dhub, the herbivorous lizard, not the carnivorous reptiles like crocodiles or snakes, which are generally forbidden. Number 4, hyena meat in specific schools. This is perhaps the most shocking to many Muslims and non-Muslims alike. Here's the surprise. According to the Shafi and Hanbali schools of thought, hyenas are halal. The reason? Well, they're classified as game animals rather than standard predators in these schools, based on specific Hadith reports where the Prophet designated them as game to be hunted. Please note that the Hanafi school considers them haram. Then there is kosher food, number 5. Muslims are explicitly permitted in the Quran to eat the food of the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians. Here's the surprise. Certified kosher meat is often accepted as halal by many scholars because the Jewish method of slaughter, sashita, fulfills the primary Islamic requirements. The animal is slaughtered by a believer in Allah, the throat is slit, and the blood is drained. Here's the catch. Alcohol is kosher but not halal, so Muslims must still avoid kosher wine or foods cooked with alcohol. Number 6, shark meat. While predators with fangs like lions and wolves are forbidden, the majority of scholars such as Shafi'i, Maliki, Hanbali consider all creatures of the sea to be halal, regardless of whether they are predators. So why is this a surprise? Well, it includes sharks, whales, and swordfish. There's a nuance, however. The Hanafi school is stricter and generally only considers fish with scales to be halal, so they might avoid shark or shellfish, but for the majority, the ocean is open season. Number 7, game caught by hunting dogs. If you send a trained hunting dog to catch a rabbit or a deer and the dog kills it before you get there, it is still halal to eat. So why is this a surprise? Well, you do not need to slit the throat yourself in this specific instance. The condition, however, is that you must mention the name of Allah, Bismillah, when you release the dog, and the dog must be trained. It must catch the prey for you, not eat it for itself. Number 8, dyeing your hair. There's a common misconception that dyeing hair is faking creation, but it is actually encouraged in Islam, especially for gray hair. The surprise. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told his companions to change their gray hair. The catch. The only restriction is usually pure black dye, which is often forbidden or disliked to avoid deception about age, but red, brown, or henna colors are perfectly halal. Number 9, perfumes and creams with alcohol. The alcohol that is forbidden, specifically the type that intoxicates, ethanol derived from drinking. The surprise is that many scholars distinguish between khamr, the intoxicating wine, and the synthetic alcohols used in chemistry and cosmetics. The ruling is, using perfumes, sanitizers, or lotions containing alcohol is generally halal because they are for external use. are not beverages and often are denatured alcohol which is chemically different from wine. Number 10, sushi or raw fish. Some cultures view eating raw meat as taboo or unclean, but in Islam there is no requirement to cook seafood for it to be halal. So the surprise is that as long as the fish is halal, eating it raw, sashimi, is perfectly permissible. There's the caution that one must watch out for mirin, sweet rice wine, often used in sushi rice preparation, as that contains alcohol. If the rice is alcohol-free, the raw fish itself is fine. So I hope that this has been interesting for you, and yeah, if you want to come back next time to watch another video, you're more than welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.